On November 9, 1981, Dickinson, North Dakota, was the scene of a horrific crime at the Swanson Motel located at 746 West Villard. The victims of this tragedy were 53-year-old Priscilla Dinkle and her 7-year-old granddaughter, Danelle Leitz. Their assailant was William Rager. The Swanson murders garnered national attention within law enforcement circles, primarily due to the case remaining unsolved for nearly a decade. However, in 1991, a breakthrough occurred when law enforcement received assistance from a new tool, an FBI profile, leading to the identification and apprehension of the perpetrator. Chief Chuck Rummel, who was a patrolman at the time of the incident, vividly recalls the eerie scene at the Swanson Motel. Dinkle's lifeless body was discovered face down in the motel's office lobby, her hands bound with an electrical cord, and a blunt force trauma to her head. Meanwhile, her granddaughter, Danelle Leitz, was found unbound on a bed in the sleeping quarters, although evidence suggested she had been tied up at some point. Rummel still remembers the details of their attire, Dinkle in a blue nightgown and Leitz in strawberry shortcake pajamas. Priscilla Dinkle, originally from Crystal, North Dakota, had moved to Dickinson just 3 months prior to manage the Swanson Motel. At the time, the motel primarily housed oilfield and energy laborers amidst the 1980 oil boom in southwest North Dakota. Despite the bustling environment, law enforcement had only been called to the motel a handful of times until that fateful November morning when a neighbor reported the discovery of the two bodies shortly before 8 a.m. Local police detectives, along with state BCI detectives, worked tirelessly on the case, initially compiling a list of suspects. However, crucial pieces of information were missing, making it challenging to progress the investigation. As weeks turned into months and then years, the case eventually went cold after nearly a decade of fruitless leads. In 1991, Police Commissioner Walter H. Relling reignited interest in the case, prompting then-Police Chief Paul Bozano to assign Detective Chuck Rummel to review the cold case and explore any potential leads. With the assistance of the FBI, a suspect profile was created and compared against the list of suspects. This innovative approach, new in the early 90s, played a pivotal role in finally identifying a suspect in the Swanson murders. Upon reviewing the profile, Rummel identified William Rager, a transient city taxi driver, as the prime suspect. Alongside a representative from the state BCI office, Rummel traveled to Batesville, Arkansas, to interview Rager. During the interrogation, Rummel observed striking similarities between Rager and the FBI profile. After hours of questioning, Rager confessed to the murders, providing detailed accounts that only law enforcement or the perpetrator would know. He revealed that his motive stemmed from a desire to date Dinkle's daughter, who disapproved of him. Subsequently, Rager was arrested and charged with the murders of Priscilla Dinkle and Danelle Leitz. Although he was scheduled to stand trial, Rager passed away from a heart attack while in jail, just days before the proceedings were set to begin. The Swanson murders have since become a significant case study for FBI profiling in criminal justice education nationwide. The story has also attracted the interest of A&E Television and their series Cold Case Files. Chief Rummel intends to collaborate with television executives to share the story of Priscilla Dinkle and Danelle Leitz and how justice was eventually served. Dickinson's second homicide, the Swanson murders, remains a poignant reminder of the impact of law enforcement perseverance and innovative investigative techniques in bringing closure to tragic cases.